Lokmat family for inviting us here on this very special occasion. Why Begum Jaan? Trust me, any actor in my place would have given their right arm and leg to do this film. Actually, much more, all that they could. Because, I've done many a strong role in my career, but I've not played a woman who's so unapologetically, so shamelessly, so joyously powerful. I love the fact that she wears her power on her sleeve. I love the fact that she cares two hoots about what anyone has to think or say. I think somewhere I wanted to feel like that. I wanted to exude that kind of power. And I could only do it by playing Begum Jaan, therefore Begum Jaan. I think I've always been very restless and angsty since the time I was a child. Even though I was brought up in a house where, it was just my sister and me. So there was no difference. We weren't treated any differently. We were given every freedom so we could chart our own course, just be our own people. And I feel very, very grateful for that. But I think when you step into the real world and then you suddenly see that you're being treated differently because you're a girl, and then as you grow up as a woman, I think that angered me further. And my work is an extension of my beliefs, so I think I began to veer towards the kind of films that gave voice to my state of mind at different points of time. And I think some people might hate me for this, but I do think a lot of times I find that the most successful and powerful women feel a bit awkward, maybe even guilty about being successful and powerful. They feel the need to overcompensate. I think I became aware of it myself. I did it for the longest time, but now I rejoice in my power that I'm slowly discovering day by day. I always look at it like that. I'm not here to give a message, but if there is something that you take back from it, that is bonus for us. And like I said even before, that my work is an extension of my beliefs, so invariably what I put out cannot be in contradiction with the way I'm living my life. Absolutely. Mahesh?
I think stories, the audience, when it watches a film or reads a story, the audience is like it's doing window shopping. I mean, you empathize with that character and take a journey through that character without really investing yourself completely. The actor is one step ahead. She rents that character, lives that character. So I think what is important, like I said, when I saw Begum Jaan, I said, when you see Begum Jaan, you will touch that space in your heart and mind which you will perhaps never touch in your life. Because there are times the storyteller thinks of that exalted, point of his, in his consciousness, which perhaps he can aspire for but not really reach because of the various compulsions that weigh him down. Like the earth woman who walked away without leaning on her husband or the lover became a big hit because it was an aspiration, not a reality. So I think storytellers talk about a world that maybe they dream outrageous dreams. And only when you dream an outrageous dream that you can begin a journey to give an expression to that dream. So like Lokmat was born out of an outrageous dream somebody dreamt. And today it's a force to reckon with. So I think anything that we as storytellers give birth to becomes a force that in turn shapes people's consciousness and influences them very deeply. Somewhere, when they are not even aware of it, self-emancipation, where she dreamt a dream of being firmly entrenched on her own feet and without leaning on any male. Now from that to the second decade of the 21st century, Begum Jaan is indeed one long journey. As my director Sriji Mukherjee, a brilliant director from Bengal, who has written and directed this film, confessed that to live is to inherit. So perhaps he has inherited the aspirations that we had in our lifetime voiced and inspired the nation with. But at the core of what I think is embedded in Begum Jaan is the narrative of the Begum Jaan. She is the heroine of her story, not the victim of her story. And that's what I saw when I sat down and I saw these very brave women who were walking. And they were walking because they were not victims of their own story. They were the heroines of their own story. And that did not happen just like that. I think the environment, but the most important thing for us to perhaps realize is, feminism is not a gender issue. I have seen women who are very, very against women, and I've seen men who would give their life for the freedom of women.
Absolutely.
So I think gender is a human aspiration for feminism, where you dream of a world where 50% of your population is at par with you. And I never had a problem because I came from a home where my mother was the be-all and end-all of my existence. In fact, I owe whatever I have to the women. Even now, it's my daughters who make me so proud. So I think the women power is now a reality. You can't put the genie back into the bottle. The Indian woman has woken